Greetings, ladies and gents. We are on to lesson 5.5. We're going to be working on drawing horizontal lines to decompose rectangles. We're kind of looking at the whole idea of an area model. So if you don't have your red notebook yet or your writing utensil, please go get them. Pause while you do it. All right, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to draw a rectangle. And I would like you to cut this rectangle in half. And I would like you to shade in 1/2. What we're going to do with this particular rectangle is we are looking at our half, and we're going to turn it into a sum of unit fractions. So 1/2 equals, this is what we did yesterday. And what you guys are going to do is you are going to figure out how to divide this so that we can create new unit fractions. So let's imagine that we cut it in half. We said horizontally, so we're going to cut it in half this way. And we're going to cut it in half again. We're going to cut it in half again. What did I just create? You'll notice I didn't just cut this guy in half. I cut the whole shape in half again and again and again. So I have now created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have eighths. That would be 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8. There's 4 of them, which equals 4/8. And I think this marker is dead. Go ahead and pause while you get that down. All right, I'm going to go ahead and erase, and we're going to do another one. Let's imagine that I gave you a problem that you had to prove. So I've just told you that 1/5 equals 2/10. You need to determine if that is correct. So I would draw my rectangle to represent 1/5. Go ahead and draw your rectangle. So you want it to be the fraction that has the smaller numerator and denominator. And we're going to cut this rectangle into fifths. No different than the tape model, just a little bit wider. Fifths. I'm going to shade in 1/5. And you can label that 1/5 just to remind yourself of what it was. And I was told that it equaled 2/10. So that means that I cut it in half. This 2 represents half. So if I cut this in half, do I now have 2/10? Do I now have 2/10? Well, let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 2 shaded in, and they are tenths. So to show you that as a sum, 1/5 equals 1/10 plus 1/10. I have 2/10, which equals 2/10. Just by cutting it in half, I was able to turn 1/5 into 2/10. Remember what I showed you the other day? How do I get from 5 to 10? I say times 2. And how do I get from 1 to 2? I say times 2. It showed that I did the same thing on top as I did on the bottom. Pause if you need more time to write this down. Otherwise, let's move on. All right, this is going to be the last one that we do together, and then you guys are going to work on your own. Or, well, you're going to work with a partner. All right, so here is how, let's see, let's do this one. Let's imagine I tell you that 1/2 equals 3/6. 1/2 equals 3/6. What we're going to do is we're going to create 1/2 first. 1/2. I can label it as 1/2. And then I say to myself, 3/6. So here's my numerator. That's how many pieces should be shaded in. This is my denominator. This tells me how many total pieces I should have. So I should have 6 total pieces. So if I cut this guy to get 6 pieces, right now I have 2. I need to cut them into 3 groups. Zoop. Now I have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I have still a half? Absolutely. Still all shaded in, but is no longer a half. What would 1 unit fraction be? Well, hopefully you said 1/6 would be 1 unit fraction. And if we're going to do the sum of unit fractions, we would do 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6. And that would equal 3/6, which also equals 1/2. Just like I showed you before, how do I get from 1 to 3? I multiply times 3. How do I get from 2 to 6? I multiply times 3. I did the same thing on top for the numerator as I did on bottom for the denominator. All right, you are all done with me. If you are not sure how to do this, then you need to go ahead and seek out help. Otherwise, you need to find a partner and go ahead and get started. Thanks so much. Good luck.